You don't want to be the guilty one of a white hat hacker that can be hacked, right? Hey, Rick.
Hey, Dennis.
How you doing?
Nice to virtually meet you.
Yeah. Red shirt, but blue team, huh?
Well, I have to understand red teams also. So a little background, blue team, red team, that's cybersecurity.
Yep.
Red teams would be your penetration testers. Blue team would be your insider defensive side.
Just like OpenAI is doing the red team testing on Sora.
That's right. That's right. Now, a little background, I also adjunct on the side and I teach ethical hacking at local community college.
Well, there you go. You're a white hat, white beard hacker.
That's right. So how are you?
Good. I'm about to go give a speech in San Diego.
Oh, nice. I
You were
lived in San Diego for a period of time.
You were at the Planet Perry thing, right?
I was.
And so this is how this came about.
Yes. I was the one with the big eyes and the head that's spinning during the conference.
Ah. Well, let me show you something real quick. So you don't have any SEO. So I imagine your stuff is referral mainly.
As of right now, yes, it's been referral.
Because this.
I just started the company about a year and a half ago or so.
Okay.
Been iterating through the business model, how I'm going to offer my services, and I've basically narrowed it down to focusing on small law firms. So now my latest iteration of the website.
There we go.
To target law firms.
I love working with law firms. The small and big. Well, there's an ego thing depending on what category of law.
That's true.
PI, of course, has all the money, but they're the ones with the biggest ego.
Right.
So law firms make decisions just like other small businesses, but especially on reputation and who are the other lawyers that use you. So do you have a lighthouse, meaning a well-known law firm that, all the other lawyers like, well, I need to work with Rick because he's working with so-and-so.
Yeah, I just signed my first law firm about 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
Been working with them before that. So the way my process works is it starts off with what I call a discovery phase. I don't call that for marketing reasons to the attorneys,
right?
But it's basically a discovery. I come in, assess their entire environment, their infrastructure, their procedures, their cybersecurity, et cetera. I give them a blueprint for what that would look like going forward. And then if they want to engage with me, I would then offer a proposal with 3 basic options: your better, best, your good, better, best, concept.
Makes sense.
And so, again, I signed my first law firm about 6 weeks ago, so I can say I've got one under my belt, and got to, try to, get number 2 next. Yeah, this website in particular is just it's just hosted on GoDaddy.
Yeah, you're using GoDaddy's website builder, and then your tags are missing and broken, so you want to fix that. All the tags, right?
Yeah,
you don't want this GoDaddy. Yeah, it's like you don't want to be a tech person, and then people see you have a GoDaddy site. You know what I mean?
Again, it was let me kickstart this thing. Let me just throw something out there. Right.
But the biggest thing is that, especially with working with lawyers, and they're making decisions like you helping to make sure they're secure, doing the CIO stuff, is we got to show your face and your stories. And I know this law firm, you just got them 6 weeks ago, but we got to create some content. I wrote an article about the Lighthouse model, which is the one you're going to want. And I've got lots of training on the Lighthouse strategy. And this link, which I'm going to put here in the chat, is the one that we should start with. What I recommend is get some of this content going, put it on the site, and then we can continue our conversation. Because right now, any discussion we have is kind of theoretical, and we can do hypothetical this and that, but I'm a real fan of looking at data. The whole thing with optimization and 80/20 and all that is let's like read through this to see what you need to leverage what you have with this, the first couple law firms, so we can really get some power out of it. Where is it? I just had it open. And then these law firms are going to Google you, right?
Right.
So this needs to be that you need to get a knowledge panel here, right? Like I would.
Yeah, which I have done none of this as of right now. So
because you don't have a personal brand website and you don't have enough thought leadership out there, what I should see is like a bunch of videos, and it doesn't take long. Just you can record a few podcast episodes and then have a VA or use whatever favorite tool to chop it up.
How about some articles that maybe I post on
Articles are
LinkedIn?
good too, but the best thing, especially for lawyers that are making decisions to hire you instead of just read articles, is you make videos about these topics that get turned into articles.
All right, something like in Loom.
Yeah,
That
Luna's
work?
great. Yeah, whatever your format is that's frictionless for you to share knowledge. That's what we want. Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise there's no trust here. I don't want to even tell you the things. I mean, I could tell you all these things to fix on the site, but it's a GoDaddy site and you're limited in what you could do. I know it's like a placeholder, you just wanted to get something up, but a proper WordPress site, which is not hard. And then if you're this, if you're like me, hire one of these VAs on Upwork, or we have a large team of people to build a site, it'll cost you like less than $1,000.
Yeah, I've been waiting to do that, but I think now may be a good time to go ahead and
Yeah.
hire
And
somebody
the
to
whole
build
whole
out the
thing
site.
is when you work with the freelancer, to have clear requirements, especially if you're using an Upwork or a Fiverr or one of these, is that you have another site that you basically want to mimic, but not directly copy, but it's very close to what you want, right?
Right.
There's a site or two for look and feel. I kind of like the way this is, but then I like the way this site is structured, right? And then they do it that way, and that way
They
it's
can
very easy to
replicate.
see requirements, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And there's no clear lead magnet. So, I mean, I guess it's your schedule a free consultation, which, people know what that means. So, there should be some downloadable guide, the 10 mistakes that, do these 10 things or whatever it is, right? To protect yourself because of whatever, right?
Right.
So I think just get us something to look at because this is a brochure, right? The virtual CIO, like, okay, I get it. These lawyers are lawyers, but they don't understand all these things that they can get from efficiencies, whether it's like the AI stuff we did with Perry, whatever, a couple weeks ago, to tools to and the biggest one I see is not integrating with their back end, like lead docket to measure their marketing or intake effectiveness and things like. There's just lots of stuff that starts to bleed in the marketing, which, marketing in most companies, marketing spends more on tech than the CIO function,
In some cases, yeah.
which has been true the last, 5, 6 years, but increasingly. And
Right.
then, of course, the cybersecurity angle too. There's so many practical angles that you have. But the best thing is when you can interview lawyers on your podcast, which is really what I see top agencies doing in law, is interviewing lawyers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to think about the topics I'd interview them for. Okay.
Yeah. So do that, get a few episodes out, get a website out, and I can advise you a little bit here and there, and then we have something to look at. But right now we're just theoretically talking about what could be.
Right. And I recognize that. I'd actually waited for a while to even schedule this call, but then I know it was the offer was going to run out. So let me go ahead and schedule it and take the bullet
Yeah.
because I know again I just
Take
did
the
this up.
bullet. That sounds horrible to get shot. Who wants to take a bullet? I don't know. I don't want to take a bullet now or later.
Well, what I mean by that is get beat up for the website
Oh,
itself
I
because
see. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I have nothing to beat you up on because there's nothing to audit. I need something to audit, right?
Okay. All right.
So get some stuff up and then let's schedule a mini part two.
Okay, we'll do. I can just email you then.
Yeah,
That
just
work?
email me and just show me what you have and we'll go back and forth in email. And then when I think we have enough to look at, because I'm a big fan of looking at real data. I know like people don't understand this, but I love to optimize based. And the whole point of 80/20 is that you're taking the thing that's winning, right? I don't have any, I need to see some things that are winning and not winning or enough data that I can figure out what the winner is, right? And why it's
Right,
winning and then what we should do, right? That's optimization, right? That's
right,
what I
right,
really like to do. I mean, I don't mind helping out on a little strategy stuff here and there like we're doing here, but the thing that's very easy for me is looking at a bunch of data on things that were tried and figuring out the winner, you know?
right, right. Okay, I recognize that. That's fair
Yeah,
enough.
I'm a data engineer. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah. I have a space for my analytics as well, so I recognize that. So let me get to work on it, and I will reach out at some point.
Sounds good, Rick. Appreciate you.